when we last left off, I need one of those previously on Matt Connarton Unleashed. When we last left off on Friday, Eazy-G had joined us via Skype to do his entertainment report. And by the way, he's going to be Skyping in this Friday as well. He did message me earlier. He would like to Skype in this Friday to also do his entertainment report. And, I was asking him about his tablet. I'm always asking him about the tablet. Now, Brian Mackey from Idaho, Brian felt badly. This was months ago. Brian felt badly because Eazy-G had mentioned that he doesn't have a computer. And, one might say there's a little bit of a history of people helping Eazy-G with electronics because, speaking of electronics and the computer, the Alexa here just turned on. Oh, I think it turned back off. Okay, good. I thought I was going to have to unplug it. Sometimes it just starts talking and then I have to unplug it. So, for example, a couple of years ago, Daryl Dion and Peter White and Gonzo, I think it was Daryl who actually supplied the television. So for those of you who think that Daryl doesn't like Eric, he actually, he did buy him a television, or not buy him. He donated a television to Eric. And then they all went to Eazy-G's home. There were potatoes everywhere. And Gagnon's an Irish name, right? Or is it French? I don't know. Anyway, Irish people like potatoes. I can say that because I'm Irish. And I do like potatoes. Come to think of it. I'll be damned. Anyway, I'd never given it that much thought. So Brian Mackey felt badly because Eazy-G had mentioned he doesn't have a computer. And when Eazy-G used to come in to do his entertainment report live at the news desk, he would have this big blue folder, the big blue binder. And Brian thought, well, because Eric mentioned all he had is his phone. So Brian thought it would be nice to get Eric a tablet. It'll help him be more organized. He'll have something to do research on instead of lugging around all these papers, and the poor guy doesn't have a computer. And in the modern world, it's difficult to even function without a computer, right? You kind of got to have one, right? So that was really nice. And what Brian did was he bought the tablet and had it shipped to Jenny and I, and then I presented it to Eric on the air. And Eric, there was all this rigmarole about, he took it to Cricket Wireless and they told him it was going to be a lot of money to have it turned on or something to get internet on it. So then he called and announced that he was donating the tablet to the Miracle on Elm Street charity, which was very generous. But Eric, somebody bought you a tablet. So we kind of intervened and talked him out of that. And then it was at one point, there was actually good positive news. He had figured out a way that it wasn't going to cost much money to have it turned on or something. And he was actually excited about it. But, things dragged on. And, every time he'd call or would do his entertainment report, I would ask him, what's going on with the tablet? And he's like, oh yeah, when I feel better, I'll do something about it. And then there was this weird thing about a password. He didn't have the password for it, which it's not supposed to come with a password. I don't know. Maybe he had put one on it. Maybe there's an option to do that, and then he forgot what it was. I don't know. So then Friday, during the entertainment report, again, I brought up the tablet. I was like, well, what's going on with the tablet? And Eric said that, and Brian says, oh, the heartbreak to relive it all. And Eric very ominously said that he had found a permanent solution regarding the tablet that he didn't want to discuss on the air. Now, that sounded very ominous to me. If he had said that about a person, I would think that he had murdered someone, saying he had found a permanent solution that he couldn't talk about on the air. I was like, what did you do? But he wasn't. He was talking about the tablet. So he never did tell us what he did. But then I come to find out, and I think Brian had messaged me first. Brian Mackey had messaged me and said that apparently Eazy-G had given the tablet away to a friend. He just gave it away, and that's why I play. That's why I play those songs. But yeah, he just gave it away. And he actually posted to Brian Mackey's page. And Facebook is being a little weird with me. But it basically, yeah, so I can't see what it was now. But basically, oh, I found it. I'm clicking it. We'll see if it, okay, so he so he posted to Brian's page, "Hi, I really appreciated your tablet you gave me, but I really have no use for it, so I gave it to a friend who will put it to good use. Once again, thanks for my gift." And then it's like a picture. I guess it's supposed to be Eazy-G of a guy like going, "Hey, hey, thanks for the tablet, buddy. Thanks, appreciate it. But I gave it away." And now I don't know how expensive the I don't know how expensive the tablet was, but yeah. And so I then shared that out, and I shared that out on the Matt Connarton Unleashed page, and then Brian posted to that. He said, "The devastation is worse today. Total humanity boycott." Veronet March posted, "A regift. At least he didn't give it back to you as a present, I guess." Well, no, Veronet, that would have been better. That actually would have been better. If Eazy-G had regifted it back to Brian, Brian would have the tablet, and he could either keep it or give it to someone else or get his money back. So I think we would have preferred that, would we not? Scott Robinson posted, "Wow, just wow, nice gesture, Brian Mackey, though." So anyway, yeah. So that was a bit. That was all a bit shocking. So, but now we know. Now we know what happened to the tablet. But there are still so many unanswered questions as Eazy-G's newest scandal just engulfs the city. And, this is, of course, only the latest in his many public humiliations. I mean, there was the Taco Gate scandal. We all remember the Taco Gate scandal, where he, did that terrible thing to Peter White. And that went on for months and months. The entire city was engulfed in the scandal and in sour cream with Taco Gate. We all remember that. But this is, I'll tell you what, this is right up there. And this may be the undoing of his any political career that Eazy-G might have had in the future. I mean, I was hoping he'd run for something someday. But now, the one other thing, obviously there are many unanswered questions, and we'll see. Does this blow over quickly, or will this be the the top item on the news every day for the next however many months? But there are many unanswered questions that we do need to get to the bottom of. Who did he give the tablet to? What did he tell the person he was giving the tablet to about the tablet? Did he tell that person it was a regift? Is the person he gave it to actually using it? Did he ever consider just returning it to Eazy-G? So, I don't know. There are many, many unanswered questions that we need to get to the bottom of. Now, I'm not suggesting you should expect me to get to the bottom of them because journalistically, my follow-through on these things is really poor. So, yeah. So anyway. But it was discussed this morning on the morning show, about 11 minutes in. Actually, if you want to listen to that, of course, it's up at WMNHradio.org. And then I brought it up again later when I called in, not knowing whether or not it had already been discussed or not because I was asleep. But so we'll see. And, of course, Christian Lacoste was on the morning show. And we know Eazy-G is very jealous of Christian Lacoste. I think partly because he thinks Christian is angling to take over the entertainment report. And, of course, Eazy-G will never admit it, but I think he actually likes the bunk beds idea. I think he'd like to move in with us and have bunk beds with Christian. I'm sure Eazy-G would be willing to take the bottom and Christian could take the top, Christian might have a little easier time getting up there. Come to think of it, though, I think Christian shot it down, so maybe not. But anyway, so one other thing about this that I wanted to do, though, before we leave this subject for now, Abigail Jem says, poor Eazy-G, only guy I know who has to relive his bad acts regularly on the radio at 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. Well, we had a president who had to relive a lot of bad things every day. If I had to relive my bad acts, I'd stop listening. Well, fortunately, Abigail, you haven't, have you given away anything expensive that you've been gifted? Hopefully you wouldn't do that. But the one other thing I wanted to do is, when, uh-oh, it went away on me. Oh, maybe I can't do this. Where did it go? I had one other thing I wanted to do about this quickly, but I may not be able to. Oh, here we go. I found it. I thought I'd lost it. When Brian Mackey purchased the tablet for Eazy-G, he emailed me a note that he wanted me to print out and give to Eazy-G with the tablet. Now, I never printed it out because we don't have a working printer in our home because we're paperless, largely, because we're very environmentally friendly. And we're trying to be very green, both in our personal lives and in our business at home, which is really kind of just another way of saying our old printer broke and I'm too cheap to buy a new one. And on the rare occasion that I need to actually print something, I go to FedEx and just print it out there. And I didn't do that for this. But anyway, what I did instead is I read when presenting Eric the wonderful, very expensive tablet that Brian Mackey got for him. I mean, it was very fancy. I read the note that Brian wanted included with the wonderful, generous gift. What I'd like to do now is, just on the off chance, and again, we don't know who now has possession of the tablet. We may never know. But in the event that that individual just happens to be listening right now, I would like to read once again Brian's note, but I'll take Eazy-G's name out of it. Okay, so person who has the tablet now, if you happen to be listening to this show, be it live or later, this is a very special message for you regarding the tablet. Okay, here we go. And I'm gonna take out Eazy-G's name. So I'll say, dear random person Eric gave the tablet to, I hope you can put this to good use. I have watched you in your role at the station for over a year and have enjoyed it always. I never dreamed you didn't have a computer after hearing you only had a phone. I thought that this might help in your show prep and ease of use for your eyes. I wish you all the best this coming year and many more, random person I gave the tablet to. Keep it real, random person I gave the tablet to. Signed, Brian Mackey. I think that's very nice. And Brian, I think you're very generous to give this that wonderful gift to Eazy-G Eric Gagnon, which he was then able to give to some other person we don't even know. I think that's wonderful, and I hope that the person who now has the tablet, I hope that that person heard that and is listening, that wonderful note, and is listening to the show on that very tablet right now. I think that is my hope. I mean, I would say that was my Christmas wish, but, it's March. Let's see. Scott Robinson says, as an outsider, it seems like Brian Mackey has egg on his face. Oh, no. No. No, Scott, I disagree. I think there's someone in this whole scenario who frankly has an entire omelet all over his face, but it's not Brian Mackey, my friend. No, it's not Brian. Brian tried to do a good thing. All Brian did was cook the eggs. Eazy-G's the one who decided to shove his face right in them. Oh, boy. So there you go. So who knows? Maybe look, I will make a minimum effort. When Eazy-G calls, I'll try to get him to tell us who he gave the tablet to. Not because, I want to try to get it back or anything. I assume that ship has sailed. But I think we're all curious. And, as Bobby the Brain Heenan used to say, I'm a broadcast journalist, Gorilla Monsoon. All right. There we go. So that is the continuing story of Tabletgate, this terrible scandal. Well, we will move on to some more serious political issues. Oh, Tom Blanchard says maybe he's embarrassed and just said he gave it away. Oh, Tom, you might be onto something. Is it possible that would make sense? That would make sense. Maybe he got so frustrated, he's embarrassed that he can't figure out the tablet that he said, you know what? I'll just tell everyone I gave it away. When I actually still have it, I just can't figure out how to use it. And then if someday he does figure out how to use it, he could just say, oh, the person I gave it to gave it back to me. Is Eric Gagnon that diabolical that he would think of that, though? Scott says it's a good thing the Hulkster didn't give him the tablet. That's right. What would Eazy-G do when Hulkamania ran wild on him? We'll have to ask him that. We'll have to ask him. All right. All right. Well, we'll move on. We'll move on from that for now. But let me give the numbers again. 603-250-6007. 603-250-6007 if you would like to call. You can text me at 617-917-4476. Oh, and by the way, if you contact me with information regarding Tabletgate, I promise to keep it confidential. You just have to make sure you tell me this is confidential. And, feel free to call, but disguise your voice if you have information about Tabletgate, because I do feel some obligation journalistically to make something that vaguely resembles a minimum effort to get to the bottom of all of this. I feel I owe that to the audience and to Brian Mackey. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hey, it's Eazy-G.
Eazy-G, how are you, my friend?
Hey, I spoke to my buddy today. I was going to give the tablet to, but he said I told him the story, and I just spoke to him earlier. Yeah, I spoke to him earlier today, and he said to just give the tablet back to Brian McKay. So on Thursday, I'm going to a doctor's appointment, like I told you earlier in a text, and I just have it in a bag here, a blue bag. I'm going to text, I don't know if Peter White's listening, but I'm going to text him, and I'm going to leave it on the door, and then he can pass it on to you, and you can pass it on to Brian McKay. So that way it'll be the end of the tablet scandal.
Wow. My goodness.
And then he can do what he wants with it.
Well, Eazy-G, let me just say, way to pull that log out of the fire.
Right. We can move on to more important news.
Wow. Can I ask you a question, though? I thought you had already given the tablet to your friend. You're saying you were going.
No, I was going to give it to this week, but he said no. He said give it back to Brian McKay because he said they're making a big stink about it in the studio. He said that way. He says that's a better thing to do. So.
Well, he's right. Don't you agree? That's the better thing to do.
He usually gives me good advice. So.
Yes. Well, you know what? Whoever this friend is, you should talk to him before you make all your major decisions. Or mine.
I usually do. He's been a good pal for many, many, many years.
Is your friend a life coach?
He kind of is, yeah.
Well, that's outstanding. I have your friend call in sometime. I have all kinds of
no,
things.
He's not a big radio guy.
I need advice on
like
all kinds of
dad,
things.
He listens to a lot to the radio, but he never calls in. As Dare the Dragon Dion, he's not that kind of guy.
Right, not that kind of guy, but he's very sage.
Right.
He's a very wise individual.
So I'm going to text Peter White and tell him I'll be dropping the Thursday morning on the door, and then he can give it to you, and then you can pass it along to Brian McKay, how that's going to happen.
Well, very nice, Eazy-G. Thank you so much.
We'll put an end to one scandal, and then hopefully there won't be any more coming forward.
And then you'll be able to move on to the next one. I think that's great. Well played, sir.
Hopefully there won't be another one.
I have a feeling there will be, but Eazy-G, well done. Well done.
All righty. So I'm going to text Peter White and and let him know that I'll be coming by the studio to drop it off.
I think that's outstanding.
And leave it by the door. Then he pass it on to you, and then you can pass it on to Brian McKay.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yes, make sure you disinfect.
I know he's listening in the chat room. So
he is in the chat room.
Hopefully that made his day.
I'm sure that it did. I'm sure it probably made his decade.
There you go. All right. So that's my news for the day. I'm gonna be hanging up.
And will you be Skyping in Friday? No, okay. All right. When Eric. Well, now, can I just say something? I have to give myself a little bit of a pat on the back here, and I'll tell you why. People think I pick on Eazy-G too much, but you know what? My bringing this scandal to light, I think I'm a hero. It's because of me making such a big deal about this. Now Brian Mackey's going to get his tablet back. I think I've done well here today. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hey, Matt, how you doing? It's Ron. Volume's kind of low, but that's okay. I can almost hear you.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, Eazy-G, that's a great idea, but I mean, putting it on the airwaves, don't you think that's a little risky? Anybody that's listening to the radio can go by and get themselves a new tablet.
Oh, well, we don't need to necessarily put that idea into people's heads, but the thing is, Ron,
it's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, I don't even need one, but it would make a good paperweight.
Kind of occurred to me, too. Well, and then, what would happen then? There would be a whole new scandal. What happened to the tablet?
Yeah, so, he should have thought it through before he got on the air, but, I mean, let's just say I think the majority of the people out there are all honest, and it would never happen. Yeah. But, I think he could have found a better way.
Well, perhaps, but everything's about no contact, and with Eazy-G, I mean, we don't know where he's been, and so maybe it's best that he just leave it. But he can wrap it in something, maybe, I don't know. But Ron, don't you think though? I mean, it's really because of me that that this whole thing is being resolved. I'm a hero. I don't even know how to comment. It's been going on for a long time. There's a lot of riffraff over it, so it's okay.
I think a guilty conscience got him in the end.
You can say it. It won't go to my head.
If he puts it in an envelope and says, "This is not the tablet for so and so,"
that's a good idea.
Be safer.
That's a very good idea, Ron. I hope Eazy-G's listening.
Yeah. You think that dog at the White House was high when he bit or nipped at that guy and they got rid of him?
Well, maybe that would explain why the dog was sent back to Delaware if the dog was high, because apparently the Biden administration does not tolerate that. Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you take your break, and I'm going to go listen to the rest of the show.
All right, Ron. Thank you for the call, my friend.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Wow, yes. So, yeah, I like Ron's suggestion. What Eric should do is he should put it in an envelope and write on the envelope something like, "This is not the tablet," or something like that. That way, some thief or some unscrupulous individual walking by isn't tempted to grab it. Or maybe even something more generic like "There's nothing valuable in this envelope," something like that when he leaves the tablet.